Good morning, friends. I was talking on special challenges people in charge they face. See, generally the bosses face in discharging their prestigious appointment as a boss. First thing I suggested and talked about was memo to staff, how to handle me. Then I talked about stop letting your staff overwhelm you. Now, today I'm going to talk about on a similar series, stop acting as if you are managing you. I've met many bosses in different capacities who are heading a big organization, some medium, some small organization, but they are the boss of that particular institution. And friend, a lot of bosses assume that the staff should be exactly like them in behavior, in enthusiasm, in intelligence, and most importantly, how to apply their brain power. They should function exactly like them. They start seeing every attribute what they have. And they're convinced that because of those attributes, they have reached to such high position and becoming a boss. Every employee, every co-worker, every staff must be behaving in a similar manner. You can't actually blame them. If I was a super success boss somewhere, I would be inclined to populate my organization with clones like me, exactly people like me, because I think that I am the ultimate creation of the God, and there is nobody who can think better than me. And there are few bosses I know they have made statements like this: I know what was happening, I know what is happening, what happened, I know what is happening, and I also know what is going to happen. With such convictions, they will certainly prefer only clones. But such bosses must always remember that clones does not create diversity in the organization or the institution. You got to have, you need different voices, you need different personalities, you need different mindset, different thought process, all in a right mix. चमन में रिमेंबर, चमन में इख्तलाफे रंग बू से बात बनती है. तुम ही तुम हो तो क्या तुम हो, और हम ही हम हैं तो क्या हम हैं. In a garden, you need all kinds of flower. Just imagine if there has been just white flower in a garden, or a blue, or a black, or a red, or any one color, unique color. The garden will lose its sheen and its beauty. It's very important. Always remember, no boss in any institution, he should immediately stop acting as if he's managing himself. He's got to manage a diverse kind of people with different mindset, different background, different intelligence, different thought process. You see, most I give example of, you take example of these sports very often. You take a basketball example of the basketball. Just imagine Michael Jordan, such a tall chap, one of the finest basketballer history has ever produced. If all five basketball players had been like Michael Jordan, it would have been a disaster. Why? You need a medium-sized person who is swift enough to pass. You need a shorter-sized person who is even faster. Then he can feed him, give him a pass. All three, front line, mid line, the back line, they are equally in a balanced way. Then only they win the game. If you all have been a Michael Jordan, there is a sure recipe of failure and disaster. You take example in hockey. If everybody would have been a central forward, then you need a goalkeeper, you need a back, you need a half back, a full back, right, left, so many things. So you need a right, you cannot have a uni principle implemented everywhere. Most bosses are smart enough to know this. Therefore, they resist the temptation to hire only mirror images of themselves. But this does not mean the message sinks in completely. Many a times they need to be reminded that even the most sensitive and tuned in bosses, they tend to get into the idea of that they are managing. You got to remember that you are not managing yourself. I know. I'll give you example of a boss who was a great debater in his childhood and college. This thing, and a great speaker. Now, this thing in his mindset. Any worker, any person comes with any problem, he used to start debating thing and just shut him down with his reasons and logic, and the guy is quiet and goes down. He goes to any meeting, he used to get into monologue and gives hundreds of reasons of everything, pros and cons and everything. Everybody sitting quiet like robots and is dismissed. Now, this quality of his, he was, when I took a feedback from his people, he was basically what he was doing. He was stifling the communication. He was stifling the communication and not allowing people to express their views. Basically, he used to claim that he is very fair in his dealings. He's bringing out every point. But the point is that he gave a fair chance to everybody. The point was that he was not practicing what he was preaching. And my friends, remember, these becomes an habit. I talked to him, I spoke to him, gave him many sessions explaining him what is required to be open up people, take suggestions from people, admire some good work, appreciate people frequently, and get them a feeler that their voices are heard. Slowly, gradually, he started opening up, started speaking to them, started appreciating people, his subordinates, started listening them. And after a month or two, that conviction, that opinion that he is very rigid, he stifles the communication, he doesn't let anybody else speak, it's melted down. But my friend, this takes time. This takes time. I know a case of another boss who was a lawyer in some time. Now this guy was obsessed about documentation. Anything, everything, unless it's documented, he won't see. Again, it is a wrong premonition. Obsession for anything cannot be. By all means, remember that golden fallacy rule. By all means, do unto others as you would have them to do unto you. But realize that it doesn't apply in all situations, all instances in management. If you manage your people the way you would want to be managed yourself, then you are forgetting one thing, my friend, that you are not managing you are managing a group of diverse people. So my friend, remember, stop acting as if you are managing yourself. You are managing different people. Make the situation such that everybody's best thing is picked up, united, and you achieve synergy. Thank you very much.